Hi everyone, it's Betty Ann and Mike from rollingintoretirement.com, and today we're going to do a long promised walk around of the outside of the coach, and Mike will take care of that, and when he's finished then we'll bring you inside and give you a little tour of the inside of our Georgetown motorhome.
Stay tuned. Okay, so here we are in front of the Georgetown 369 DS. The Georgetown is built on a Ford F53 chassis. It's a V10 engine. I'll come on around this way. When you see these labels, you'll know that it's a Ford V10, and if you go shopping or looking around at any kind of motorhomes, most gas motorhomes today are going to be built on the Ford F53 chassis using the V10 engine. It has 22.5-inch wheels. It's got mirrors. The cameras are underneath the mirrors. We have a awning that is a power awning. The coach is 38 feet long. Even though it's called a 369, they never match up to what the number is on any of these RVs. It's 38 feet long. It has an outdoor television with sound bar. Works great for football games, watching the Super Bowl in the winter in 70-degree temperature. We love it. Okay, so here is where you come around this way. Here's the battery bay. There's 4 house batteries. There's, of course, the regular engine battery to start the motorhome. But these are the 4 house batteries that can run. I've never really taken the time to see how long it will last, but generally not a long time unless you get into solar. The one thing this does not have, which I would love to try and see if I could do, is make a pull-out battery tray. Many of the more expensive motorhomes actually have a tray that pulls out and makes it a lot easier to check the water in the batteries. You have to do that. More storage. These are, and I'm not sure if you can get a look in there, but these are pass-through storage to the other side. Come around. And we have more storage. More storage. This is a electric and propane gas hot water heater. So it will work on electric. Some parks you go in will ask you not to use the electric because it's so powerful it might blow out a fuse. We use the electric whenever we can, so not to waste propane. But you can use it on electric or switch it onto propane. It's got 2 slide outs. You'll see on the other side is what's called the super slide. The super slide is almost 3/4 of the length of the motorhome. You'll see it on the outside. This is the bedroom slide. Let's see if we can get down in here. In here's the water-based system. I try not to keep much of anything in here, a couple of pairs of shoes just to have it, but this is where the fresh water tank is. This is just another single bay storage. It doesn't pass through. Here's where I keep my tools and things of that nature that I might need. This is another pass-through. I keep all chocks and blocks and the emergency arrows and things of that nature here. Coming around to the back of the motorhome, you have a rear camera. You get a picture of the rear camera. Okay. A regular ladder to climb onto the roof. And here's our glue ox set up to tow the Jeep. Recently I added another hitch, so it's a dual hitch. So this way you can use the one piece for the glue ox, and then we can put a bike rack here. It's the motorhome is 50 amp service, and we use a power defender just to protect the motorhome, just as any surge strip would be. Over here, another pass-through. A little messy right now. I just had the cable guy come to set up. We get a Wi-Fi system when we're here. Generally on the road we never do that, but while we're here we have a Wi-Fi set up. This is the inverter, so we can run the refrigerator while we're driving, and the power cable goes through there. This is the back bathrooms, sewage system, etc. Pumps the black and the gray water out, and the black tank flush, which I try to do at least once every 3 weeks or so. We run the hose through a black water hose, and we just flush it through. This is really important. This is an onboard generator, Cummins Onan RV7000 generator. Some of these actually come only with 5,000 watts. This is 7,000, and this one we actually did a video on how to change the oil on it recently. We've used this many times while we're on the road, just to turn it on, or if we don't have access to any power. This is where we fill gas. Here is the front lift bay with a sink and the half bathroom. It does come with a small shower hose that I generally never use, but it's here. I keep an extra hose. I actually keep lengths of extra everything. And a longer electrical cord, longer hose, things like that are important. You just don't know where your setups are going to be when you get to a park. We've learned that lesson over the years. All of these connections that we have go through holes that are in the bay. So over here we have the sewage hose, and you can get a picture of the Y connection that I have. So both bathrooms get sent into the one sewer. More storage. And more storage. Both are pass-throughs. That's our Patriot 2 brake system that we use that goes into the Jeep. And of course, more storage. Finally, on this side is the onboard propane. With the onboard propane, we have to literally take the motorhome and get it filled. Unfortunately, like the fifth wheel, we could take the tanks and bring them over and get them filled. This we can't. What we did last year, just because for emergency purposes, I put this connection in. I'm not sure you can see it. That allows me to put a extension barbecue tank over here, and we can run it off the barbecue tank and save the propane that's in there. This is the super slide that we talked about, and I think that's probably about it for the outside of the motorhome. Again, it's on that Ford F53 chassis. We were lucky coming down that gas prices were low enough as it was. Some places in Tennessee were $2.20 a gallon. The advantage of that, obviously, is the gas prices itself. But if you have diesel, a diesel pusher, with the diesel prices would be closer to $3 a gallon. But of course, you get more power with the diesel. So, and the diesel is much more expensive. Okay, so that was the outside. Now Betty Ann's going to show you most of the inside, but I'll just do the cockpit first. In the cockpit area here, just to show you, this is the automatic or manual leveling system where the 4 jacks come out and we can secure and level up the coach. These are extra cockpit switches for LED and fog lights and heats for the mirror, and over here just some extra things that I use, compass and clock and things of that nature. This is our TST tire pressuring system. It's wireless and it will monitor the tires on the coach as well as the tires on the Jeep. Tremendous thing to have. You're tooling down the highway in a 30,000 pound system here that can certainly, if you're unsure of a tire, things could go bad quickly. The regular cockpit, as I said originally, it's on a Ford F53. It's actually a Super Duty. They would consider it in our manual. It actually calls it a 550, but it's really an F53 chassis. Camera, we usually keep an action camera on the top so we can record ourselves as we're moving down the highway. This is the regular sound system. When the system is on, I can get rear camera. I can see out the back. I can watch the Jeep. Down here you can actually see there's a switch to turn the generator on while we're driving, which is great because it does get hot up in the coach up in the front here. The regular AC just doesn't always do it. So we can click on the generator and that will cool off the coach. And here, there's our GPS, of course. And Betty Ann will sit here while we're driving. Obviously, these seats both will flip around and become part of the living room. I generally just keep the passenger seat turned around. It's a little seat for myself. But if people come over, I can go ahead and flip the other seat around as well. But Betty Ann will navigate while we're there. And yeah, that's the coach in the front. And now I'll turn it over to Betty Ann.
Okay, now it's my turn to show you the other side of the cabin. Here we have our dinette. Dinette does go into a bed, but nobody but a very tiny child might want to sleep on there. This really is our dining room, our office, place to sit and do any of the computer work that we like to do. On this side is the kitchen area. One of the things that I added to this was this Kraus roll-up kitchen mat for over the sink. When you're working in an RV, you know, space is at a premium. We do have a piece that comes up to give you a little bit extra room. But this is actually sturdy enough that I can put my Instant Pot on it and no problem. Okay, this area is the command center. So when we arrive at a place, we can move the slides out, move them in, of course, when we need to. It has our water pump, information about the water heater, information about the tanks, and of course right next to it, in our Enjoy the Journey, this is how Mike likes to enjoy the journey. Yes, he has his little friends in there to join him. Like I said, you have to be creative with your space. Okay, another area that we do have in this coach is a pull-down bed. So my assistant is going to show you how easy it is to put this bed down. It has basically a twin-size mattress, a big yoga pad we use to try to make it more comfortable. To be honest, we've never let anybody sleep up there. but it is a good feature to have if you do have company. And continuing on, we have a refrigerator, which is actually quite large, larger than the one we have at home. It has an ice maker, it has a place to get just water. It does have a filter so that we are able to filter the water when we're in campgrounds. And it is a huge refrigerator. We love it. And it has a pull-out freezer at the bottom, which is also very handy. Over on the other side here is our couch. It is an L-shaped couch, so when we have guests over, we can actually pull out this piece and it will make an L-shaped couch to give us some additional seating. This is my homage to New Jersey. So my little placemat that has all the names of different cities in New Jersey. We've kind of gone with a nautical theme in the camper. We have a clock that Mike found at a farmer's market, and it is a nautical chart from this area that somebody took and made into a clock. Okay, storage. You can see up above there are lots and lots of cabinets, which are great, but it really did take me last year and this year to figure out a way to organize it so that things, first of all, stay in place when you're traveling, but also easy to get to. So I ended up moving a lot of my kitchen things into these 3 cabinets in bins so that they would be easier to find things like spices and things like that. But this coach also has a pantry with nice pull-out drawers, which are great, so it holds a lot. And when I took out a lot of the things that go up in the cabinets, had even more space. Up here is my little tiny appliances, little kitchen appliances. Down below, more drawers. And then this drawer, which is supposed to be for wine bottles. However, we quickly found out that not all wine bottles fit in there. So now it's just holding my baking things. Over on this side, we do have a fireplace, and the fireplace works great, especially on a chilly morning, which we actually do get some chilly mornings here in Florida. And maybe, Mike, you can tell a little bit about the TV.
Yeah, the TV's fixed to the wall. One of the crazy things that came with this system, I understand the idea driving down the road, you want the TV to be fixed to the wall, but it would have been a lot better if they would have put a little support so then you could take the TV and pull it out and maneuver it. This TV, you can't do that. I could set it up that way, but we really don't need it because it is angled perfectly, even at the dining room table if we want to sit and watch the TV. What I did have to do, because the TV's fixed, I literally had to remove the television from the wall to hook up. If I show it closer, you can actually see the HDMI wires. I could not get to the back of the television to hook in any HDMI wires, and it had 3 outlets for them. So I took it off and I did that and then hooked it back together. And this way we're able to use, we do have wireless in the coach, as I explained on the outdoor segment of this. And we can actually use our Firebox and watch, stream anything we want because I was able to put those wires back there.
Okay, you see my assistant, Nina, here. She's on the floor, which normally she isn't. She's usually on the couch. That's her spot. This is called a jackknife couch, so it will pull out to make a bed. Again, for maybe one adult. It's not a coach that's meant to have a lot of visitors. In fact, this coach has a nickname. It's called a couples coach, and it's really nice, good space for the dog and the two of us. Another thing that this coach, our Georgetown 369, has a half bath. And in the half bath, we have porcelain sink, porcelain toilet, and it really is very convenient to have the half bath if you have company or just when it's the two of us.
It's more storage.
And again, lots more storage. Medicine cabinet, an additional medicine cabinet. As we move on into the bedroom, there is privacy because we do have a pocket door here. So we can have some privacy if we need it. The bed is a king bed. We did replace the mattress, and we'll try to find the name of this mattress because it is wonderful. It's a great mattress. We're lucky enough to have windows around the top of the bed, so if you do get a nice cool night, you can open up the windows and get lots of fresh air. In the bedroom area here, we also have great storage. We have two closets. This closet is actually meant to be for a washer-dryer combo, but we have turned it into our utility closet with all of our extra goodies that we need to have. So we've been trying to be pretty creative with that. And then we have our regular clothes closets and a lot of drawers down at the bottom that are pretty deep, so they do hold a lot of clothing and things like that. TV, of course. And when Mike added a pull-out for this particular TV, we ended up getting ourselves a nice little wine closet.
Yeah, this was one of the same issue with this TV. They had it mounted directly to the stud on the back of the this opening here. Some RVs you go to, you'll actually see they flip up. They're made with this. They just decided they weren't going to do that here, cutting corners, whatever. It was a little bit of a bear, but I had to climb in to this closet and reach it from the back to be able to unscrew the television off the wall. I then bought a movable mount, and as Betty Ann said, not only did we get it to move a little bit, we got some storage behind the TV for, we keep wine bottles there, of course. But the other reason was, again, I needed to access those HDMI cables, which I could not get to because it was mounted.
In addition, we have some storage even above the bed. So there's 3 sections up there where you can keep things like blankets and sweatshirts and that kind of thing. We added the 2 shelves that are on either side of the window, and then our little nautical decorations, trying to make it a little bit homey. Okay, the bedroom is our second slide, so when we do travel, this comes all the way in to the front, and then we have our super slide, which is the living room and the dining room.
Yeah, this whole area, the super slide will move in. One of the advantages in, and we really don't want to close the slides to show you, but we are able to access this half bath right here when both slides are closed while we're traveling down the road. We can literally walk to the bedroom from the front to the bedroom in the back here.
Next up will be the main bathroom in the back of the coach. And the last room is our bathroom. As you can see, we have double sinks back here, some nice cabinets. We have a large medicine cabinet, lots of storage down below. We have our porcelain toilet. And on this side, we have our shower, which is a nice size shower for RV living. This coach also has very nice linen closet area, so I'm able to store a lot of stuff in there. Okay, so that ends my portion of the tour of our Georgetown 369, and give you a little idea of what it's like to live in a motorhome in our 6 months here in Florida. So there's the walk around of our motorhome as promised.
Yes, keep an eye on some more videos that we have. For past videos, you can check our YouTube channel, or you can actually just go right to our blog at rollingintoretirement.com. See you soon.